Welcome back. If your kids are applying to college this year, you know how stressful it can be for you and your students. So Ernie with SEEC Financial is here with us this morning to help us kind of navigate through the process. And I'm sure you get a lot of questions from parents this time of year.
Quite a bit.
So
my phone's ringing.
One of the things we wanted to talk about today was picking your major and why it's important for kids to kind of have an idea before they go into school, right?
Right. They should have the major all nailed down. What's happening today is it's taking these students 5.8 years to get that 4-year degree, and a lot of times it's because they didn't pick their major prior to going to school.
Okay.
So what happens is during the orientation, when they're doing their school visits, the school administrators will actually say, listen, don't worry about coming in with a declared major for your first year or even two. You can always pick the major later, but that's adding time for these kids to go to school. And as we know, even our public schools today are $25,000 a year on the low side. Right. So that would represent $50,000 of additional cost for no value. And
that can be a costly mistake for both the student and the parent.
Usually it is for both, right?
Yeah. So if kids are a little bit hesitant to pick a major, I mean, what kind of advice could parents give? I mean, I guess they could always switch a couple years, worst case scenario.
That is the problem, yeah. What the best thing for them to do is to get the student involved with some type of a shadow program or internship. Let's say that the student says they want to, they think they want to go into the medical field, so they may volunteer at a convalescent home. So when they come home from that day at work, from volunteering, and they say to the parent, geez, I had a great day and I helped some senior citizens get their food and get around and they were smiling at me and I really enjoyed it, that might be the field for that student.
Right.
If, however, on the other hand, they come home and say, you know, the place really smelled and I can't get that smell out of my nose and I really couldn't wait to get out of there, that probably is not the field for that student.
Right. So maybe think about that before you're even applying, getting an internship or a job in the field you're looking at.
That's right.
Do you get a lot of questions about the financial aid forms too? I just want to ask about that because I know that's a stressful thing for parents, filling out those FAFSA forms.
Yeah, the FAFSA form is actually the smaller one. That's for public schools, 130 questions this year. The profile form for private schools has 300 questions.
Wow.
So you'll be applying to both private and public, so it's 450 questions that you have to answer, and that's every year.
And you have to fill out both if you're applying to both types of schools.
Yes, you do.
Which many kids are.
You should, because you want to see what type of offer you're going to get from all the different types of schools. Whoever's going to give you the best finance package, you certainly want to take a harder look at.
Right. So you do a bunch of free workshops, right? So
yes.
You can answer all these questions. Do you have one coming up?
Yes, we do. October 25th at the Plainville Library, and there is no cost for that, so I certainly invite the parents to come down and even bring their student if they think they may want to attend. So
do the workshops focus on one topic, or it's kind of a free-for-all? You'll answer everything?
We cover everything from soup to nuts. As a matter of fact, I even ask the parents to hold their questions till the end, because there's so much information that I give out that they have never heard about before.
Right.
Of course, they're curious and their hands are up throughout the whole workshop.
What are you most often getting questions on? Is there one topic that they're the most curious about?
It's cost. Almost 90% of the time it is cost. And there's a lot of ways they can get that cost down if they just know how to play this game, so to speak. So that's why it's important they come and try to get as much free information as they can to see how much cost they can reduce theirs by.
Especially if it's your first child, but even if it's your second or your third, these things are always changing.
The federal government has a habit of changing everything, and they are even changing the ID numbers to get on your own FAFSA. So I called the Department of Education and asked them why this was going on. It seems like as soon as the parents are comfortable with it, they change it, start that learning curve all over again. And they said, unfortunately, there's hackers out there trying to get into the students' accounts because there's a lot of money involved.
Wow.
So now they have to change their passwords every 15 months.
Okay. Good information. Thank you so much. And if folks want to head out to that workshop, do they have to sign up ahead of time?
Yes, all they have to do is call the number.
I think it was on the screen just a while ago. There you go.
Okay, there you go. So if they call that number, they can register for the workshop, and we do appreciate it if they call ahead of time, but they're welcome to even drop in.
Okay, Ernie, thank you so much. We appreciate it.